Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic for today's second video. And today, well, we are still trailing, and this is important, the release in 4 days' time of Scott Strosahl's Pirate Puzzle Hunt as our October Patreon content. And it's therefore a great time to be joining Patreon. There is also to see at the moment Simon's Solve of Cosmology by Bobuardo da Vinci, which is, well, I mean, it's an astonishing solve. It's an astonishing puzzle. It's definitely worth viewing. And at some point very soon, if not by the time you see this, we're putting up my solve of the Times Crosswords monthly club special, which is an insane vocabulary crossword that I attempt without dictionaries at first. So that is all on the Patreon channel. The Discord channel's buzzing as usual. All sorts of puzzles being posted there to try out by aspiring setters, and that's definitely worth looking at as well if you want a bit more interesting content. Now, this is by Doug Jellin, this puzzle, and it's called 4x3. I don't know why, but it's in his mystery sandwich vein, in which we have sandwich clues that add up the numbers between two digits, but they are not necessarily 1 and 9. They could be two other digits, and we have to determine which two digits always form the crusts, as it were, of these sandwiches. So that's part of the puzzle. This one also has some killer cages that obviously sum up to the number given, and two diagonal lines. So as well as rows, columns, and 3x3 boxes having to contain 1 to 9, so do the diagonal lines that are marked. So that's what we've got. Do give the puzzle a try on the link below the video. With Doug, I think we get a very fair challenge. Nothing easy, but nothing too hard normally. Famous last words. Let's hope I don't hit the buffers on this one. So with that, normal Sudoku rules. Killer mystery sandwich clues where we have to determine the crusts, and diagonal. Let's get cracking. So I don't think that title 4x3 is a clue. I don't think it's a clue to the sandwich digits. What I think it's saying is that we have 3 sets of 4 digits that are confined here, and that's quite interesting. So 15, for instance, can either be made up of 9, 6 or 8, 7. Since it's in the same box, those 4 digits must appear in those 4 cells. Now the same's got to be true about 1, 2, 3, 4 in the 5 cages in box 7. These 6 cages aren't in the same box, but they are in the same row, so they contain 1, 2, 4 and 5. And that's all we can do with the... No, it's not all we can do with the cages. Look, these ones add up to 29, and they're in the same box. Now, 4 digits that add up to 29, that have to be different because they're in the same box, have to be 9, 8, 7, and 5. So we know that the 15 cage is made up of 9, 5. I've got that the wrong way around. 15 is 8, 7, and the 14 is 9, 5. So that's something. And doesn't get us a digit in the grid or anything that exciting, but it does give us some possible placements. Now I think we're going to have to consider the sandwiches. And the fact that 1 is a clue. 1 could never be a clue in a 1-9 ordinary sandwich, because 1 couldn't be sandwiched between the 1 and the 9 for obvious reasons. So what it's telling us here is that 1 is not one of the digits in the sandwich. Actually, by the same token, 2, which is a clue, can't be one of the digits forming the sandwich, I mean one of the crusts. So if 1 and 2 aren't in it... Yes, look, 1 is confined to these cells. So, look, if 1 was in one of these 2 cells, then it would have to be surrounded by 2 others out of 2, 4, and 5 that couldn't include 2. So if 1 was in one of these 2 cells, we would know that 4 and 5 were the sandwich digits. But 1 could be in one end or the other. And then it would be surrounded by 5, because it would have to be next to 5 to be in its 6 cage, and another digit that wasn't 1, 2, 4 or 5. But either way round, whether it's in one of those or in one of those, 5 is now one of the sandwich digits and something else that isn't 1 or 2. So we know 5's one of the key digits. Oh look, this 0 row. Okay, the 5, which is one of the... So the two sandwich digits have to be in these cells. 9 is very plausible to be the sandwich digits if these were the cells. But it could be a digit here with a 5 there. But this has ruled 7 and 8 out of being the sandwich digits now. So it's down to 3, 4, 6 or 9 to go with the 5. I think... Okay, well, I was accused recently, and I often am, of not being methodical enough. So although I don't think the people who advocate the methodical methods have quicker times, and I am from a speed solving background, which is probably why I do that. Let's fill in the possible digits in those boxes and rows where we've eliminated the others, just in case this helps at some point. Actually, more useful than that, let's do some green colouring like we would do in a regular sandwich for cells that can't be the sandwich digits. So 0 we know is confines the sandwich digits to those 3. I don't know if this is going to help yet. Oh no, that doesn't have to be one of the sandwich digits. This does, because the 0 clue means that is next to one of the others, but we don't get a clue for that column. So it's not that helpful. I'm going to colour the sandwich digits where I find them in orange. Okay, how can I... Yeah, look at this 14 cage. That's nice, yes. That is made up of either 5, 9 or 6, 8, just as it was up here, where 6, 8 was ruled out. But what that does... Is this helpful? It gives us a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 quintuple in the column. So that means 5 isn't here. Now that is interesting because we know that 5 is one of the sandwich digits. So one of them, is that interesting? Maybe it doesn't help at all. It is actually, look. If 5's not there in the row, then in box 8, 5 has to now be in one of these two cells. And that is one of the sandwich digits. So 5's not there and 1's not there as a result. What does that mean for the 32 clue? If 5 is one of the things, could it be 5 and 9? If it was 5 and 9 as the crusts, 14, no, because you'd be sandwiching 32 between 5 and 9, giving you 46, and that's not possible for the column because 45 is the total. What I'm saying is even if 5 and 9 were somehow on the ends, and I can see they can't be, and you put 32 between them, you'd have a total of 46, which is more than the total of 1 to 9. So 9 is too big to be the sandwich, just by virtue of there being a 32 clue. So 5 and this one, which can't be 1 or 2, and now can't be 9, which is there, are the sandwiches. 3, 4 or 6 is the crust. Right, so let's do a bit of methodicalness. 5 can come out of those cells, 9 out of some of these. Now 5's in one of those. Now it's going with 3, 4 or 6, and here it's got 32 between it. 37, okay, it could be with the 6 with an outie of 2. It could be with the 4 with outies adding up to 3, or it could be with the 3, and outies would add up to 5. Okay, there are various possibilities for that, I think. Okay, what about the 2? Okay, 9 is the other. No, 9 is not. This is the sandwich. Right, so we've got a 19 clue, and we know where part of the sandwich is. So 19, we have to allow 9 to be part of it, but still it has to be at least 3 cells. This is looking for a 5 at the far end. Well, this is too far, surely. 5 here, even if this was a 3, no, if that was a 6, that would be 11, 19 would be 30, and that couldn't be 15. So I think the 5 has to be in this cell. I think we've done it, we've cracked where the 5 is in row 6. So we can put in 1, we've got a 2, 4 pair there now. Now the 5 we know is one of the sandwich digits. These 3 add up to 19, but there are various possibilities for how they do that, I think. This can't be 5. Ah, yes, and look, we've got a 2 clue, and we know that 5 is in one of these cells. Can't be here because you can't get a 2 in there. So we can put in 5 there, 2 there. This is the other sandwich. Can't be 4 anymore. It's 3 or 6, the other key cell. And of course, I could have got that from this row because it's sandwiching the 1. But anyway, still don't know whether it's 3 or 6. But it's in there. We've done the 5 in this box. Now I can get rid of 2s out of those cells, 1 out of... Oh, in fact, we've got a 2 in a 5 cage. That's much more helpful. So 2 and 3. This becomes a 1-4 cage. Right, this isn't 1 or 3. This isn't 1 or 4 now. Hasn't decided whether the other crust is a 3 or a 6. What does it do for this sum, though? If that's 19, plus 5 is 24. If this was 3, that's 27. Plus 5 is 32. These could only add up to 13 by being 6 and 7, but that's possible. Now, if this was a 6, you've got 11 in the crusts, another 19 there is 30. Those are 5, 35. These two would have to add up to 10. Yeah, there's a couple of ways of doing that. 2 and 8, or 3 and 7, I think. Wow, interesting. Okay, so not resolved on that yet. What about the 32 clue now? Ah, yes, this cell at the top. 5's down here. If that and that were the crusts, being at their least 5 and 3. Oh no, you can't have a 4 cell 32. 32 is at least 5 cells because 9, 8, 7, 6 only adds up to 30. So I think these 5 cells always have to be in. 1, 2, 3, 4, yes. So I can green all of those. Actually, I can green lots of these cells that I'd forgotten about. They're all green, I think. And these. Yes, now 6 can be, I don't know whether it's 3 or 6, so I can't do any more. But that puts an orange cell here. That is 3, 5, or 6. Not 5, because the 5 is down here. How could that be it? 32 plus 5 and 6. Yes, easily. That would put a 2. No, good Lord, there's a 5 there, so that is not the other 5. Sorry, there is me not being methodical after trying to be a bit more methodical, so we know what's happening to that resolution out the window. Right, so the 5 is there. Yeah, if this was a 6, this isn't going to work, I don't think. 6 plus 5 is 11. 32 there is 43. We'd need to fit 2, a total of 2 into those cells. That's not possible. So we now know the other end of the sandwich. It's a 3. So let's put 3s in the other orange cells where they can go. Now 5 and 3 is 8, plus 32 is 40. These two add up to 5, and they don't include a 3. So they're a 1-4 pair. That fixes my 2-4 cage. And this group is now 6, 7, 8, 9, 2, which does make 32. So that's not a 3 anymore. And that's not a... oh, these had not been a 3 for a while. Anyway, got them marked now. So 2 is up here. I don't see how that's helpful. Right, shall we try the 14 clue? Now that we know it's 5 and 3, actually we can green all those. And no, not those. One of those could well be a 5. One of those is a 5, actually, given where we've got 5s placed here. One of those is a 5. Because that isn't. So this is 5 and 9. That means we can take 9 out of those cells. We've got a 6, 7, 8 triple there. Puts a 9 in that cell. On the diagonal, I haven't thought about the diagonals at all. Might be time to start doing that in a moment. I can colour these. Sorry, I didn't notice the 5 and 3 that I'd got in that box, but I've done it now. So one of these is a 3. Oh, I don't have a clue down here. I mean, what I mean is not that I haven't got a Scooby, but that I haven't got an actual outside clue for row 9. But these can't be 1 and 4. In fact, they're a 2, 3 pair. So could that be the 3? No, because the minimum of those 3 cells is 17. So that is not the sandwich digit. It must therefore be the 2. And the sandwich digit is here. And now how am I going to get 14 in? Well, it can't be those two as the sandwich digits. You couldn't cram 14 in there. So one of them has to be here, and that one has to be 5. And that gives me plenty more green. 3 could be here if this was 8 and 6. If it was here, we'd have 14 in digits placed. 14 also to go in those 3 cells is 28. These would have to be 9 and 8. Ah, that is possible. So I don't know which of these cells the 3 is in, unless it's ruled out on the diagonal already and I haven't noticed it. No. But let's have a look. Maybe, I don't know, the diagonal's not that helpful. Ah, I'm spotting that 9's not in the diagonal in those 2 boxes. So it must be on the diagonal in one of those 2 cells. That 9 keeps it off the middle. But I don't know if that's particularly helpful. 14. So if 3 was here, it's 8 and 6. Ooh, that looks quite constrained on these. These would have to be 7 and 9. 3 here. This would be a 1 in the middle. Oh, I think that does work. Oh, so I think I've only got the 14 and 13 clue to use. Okay. Oh, look, 9 in the cage. Sorry. Not paying attention to the cage. Very disappointing. Oh, and look, yes, 9 has ruled out 9 from that cage. So we know that's 7 and 8. Okay, forgot the cages. That was the key thing. Now, does that sort out everything? It makes this a 1-3 pair. Now, if 14 is the sum, then 3 could be here, then 1 would be here. These would add up to 13. And if 3 is here, they add up to 14. Can they be 7, 6? Yes. Or 8, 6. I think that's all. This is either 7, 6 or 8, 6. 7 or 8 here means the 6 actually goes in this cell. That's lovely. What a lovely bit of logic. It still doesn't tell me which of these is 1 and which is 3. but it places all kinds of digits there. I get a 2, 4 pair up here. Yeah, that looks right. 1, 2, 4, 3. This isn't 3 now. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I cannot see how to resolve that yet. Okay, I've got a 2, 6, 3 triple here. That takes 2 or 3 out of that cell, which is, yes, that's a 1, 4 pair. And up here, oh, I don't know, because that could be 1 or 4 still. Ooh, if this was 1, that would really be constraining numbers on the diagonals. This would be 4, that would be 4, that would be 6. I can't see that it can't be. 9, 5, 3, 7, 8. I don't know. Let's keep putting in possible digits. Those are from 1, 2, 4, 6. That's on the diagonal. It can't be a 2. This isn't a 1 anyway because of that 1. So that's 4 or 6. What is going on this diagonal? I do not know yet. 1 is placed in this box though. It's there. That's a 2, 4, 6 set. So this is a 7, 8, 9 triple. This one can't be 9. I am going to have to spot something on the diagonal, I think. Where's 5 on this diagonal? Either there or there, I think. But I don't know how to resolve that. Well, in fact, 5 is in one of these 2 cells. 2, 4, 3. Oh, what am I missing here? What am I missing? Come on. Sorry if you are shouting something at me. I can't hear at the moment. 1, 4. Oh, this 19 sum. I forgot it, didn't I? 1, 4, 5, 3. Right, so those add up to 13. Plus the 19 sum is 32. The outside 2 have to add up to 13. So obviously 6 there and 7 there. Wow, now that's got to help. 6 there puts 4 on the diagonal. That fixes the bottom end of the diagonal there, which fixes all of these 4 1s. Gives me a 4, 8, 7 triple here. Now the diagonal can't have the 4 on it because it's appeared up there. This, that 1 has fixed the 14 clue. That's now 3. 1 is there. These 3 have to add up to 14. So 7 there, 8. Now we are flying. 9 and 6 there. 7 is there, 8. Let's try this diagonal. We're getting a lot on that. 9, 1, 2, and 3. That can't be 1 anymore. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 to place on it. That's 4 or 5 because it can't be 7, 8, or 6. 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 3 in this column. So these are from 5, 8, and 9. There's already a 9 on the diagonal. Oops, 5, 8, and 9. That's a triple. Now 4, 5, going back to the other diagonal, we've got a 7, 8 pair on it. So that reduces this to 6 on. It makes this a 9. Makes this a 6. This one must be decided. It's a 2. This is 7 for the column. That's not 9 anymore. We've got a 5, 8 pair. Now maybe the 13 clue is going to be available because I haven't used that yet. Let's just take 3 and 9 out of there. Now, where can 3 and 5 be? Those are all possible, and those... yes, okay, that means that one of 3 or 5, they can't be there and sandwich 13. So one of them's down here. And that means these 2 are in the sandwich, and the minimum they can be is the full 13. So we can actually fill them in. 6, 7, this must be in the sandwich, and is 3, that's the 5. That sorts out 8, 5 there. The 5 has resolved the 9 there, and the 4 on the diagonal, which fixes 6. which fixes 8 down here and 7 up here. And once I do this one, all the diagonals are fully done. 2 and 4, I've finished box 2. Let's get rid of 4 and 6 there, and the 1 down here sees that cell. 8 and 9 there, finished off. 5 and 3 here, yes, I can do them too. Last number in row 8, last number in row 9, both 6s. 8 and 4, and I think this is the home straight. Ooh, as he says that, I have to put in a pair there. 7 and 6. Last digit in column 7, that fixes that pair I just pencil marked. 4 and 3, 8 and 4, this is 7 and 8, and we've got a 1 and 9 to finish off. Now, am I going to leave you hanging with half the grid not coloured? Maybe. No, I'm not that cruel. I'm going to do it. So those ones are, I think, all of the crusts, as we call them. And it has been pointed out that a sandwich filling is normally in between more than the crusts, but hey. And I think that's what the grid looks like in the end. Let's just hit the check button to see. Yeah, we haven't disobeyed any normal Sudoku rules. It looks like the diagonals work. Certainly I hope the killer cages work, and I think we were working all the time on the sandwich clues. So really neat bit of work from Doug there. I hope you enjoyed that. That's a fun little mystery sandwich puzzle from Doug Jellin. So thanks for watching. Very much hope to see you again soon on the channel, and bye for now.